Welcome to Travel Stories Unpacked, the travel podcast where we talk about all things from the silly to the serious and everywhere in between. I am your host, Ashley Newton, and thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. I really appreciate it. And you guys, today we are going to unpack guys' trips. Boys' trips, guys' getaways, whatever you want to call it, that's what we are unpacking today. We have talked about couples trips. We've talked about solo travel. We've talked about girls' trips. Heck, we've talked about romance travel. So I feel like it would be a huge disservice if we did not talk about guys' trips as well. And my guest for this is real life guy, Austin. Austin, thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so obviously I needed somebody else to, shed a light on guys' trips. That is an area of travel I don't think I'll ever be able to fully understand and certainly never experience. So what guys' trip experience have you had that you want to talk about today?
I've been on, I think, 4 guys' trips, 2 bachelor parties. One was mine in Vegas, and then one for my best friend in Vegas as well. And then I've been to Colorado 2 different times for a guys' trip.
Okay, were the Colorado trips like associated with anything or were they just to hang out?
The first one was actually for my buddy's bachelor party, and then the next time was for my birthday, which my wife Rachel, who was actually on this podcast also, she planned that, so that was almost like a surprise guys trip that I
Oh,
didn't
that's
know was
awesome.
coming. Yeah, so I'd say but all of them were a great time. Vegas a little more crazy than Colorado, but yeah, all in all super fun trips.
Okay, so again, the whole world of bachelor parties, I feel like, because I've done a bachelorette party or two in my day, you know what I mean? And I have very strong opinions about most of them. But I feel like one of the running jokes is always how different the process is to get a bachelorette party going versus how guys get like a bachelor party going.
Sure.
So what was like, and you don't have to speak just to that, but like what was the planning process like for you guys? Like,
Well, for mine, my wife loves to plan things, whether it's like parties or really anything. That's what she has a passion for, is like planning and organizing. So she actually helped me plan my bachelor party out. We had like an itinerary from when we
no
landed.
way.
Yeah, but of course, when you're drinking and in Vegas, it's hard to stick to an itinerary. So that went out the window pretty quick. We got there.
I'm honestly just shocked that you said the word itinerary.
Yeah.
Like that is so.
She even had it down to like, you're gonna like play blackjack at this day and buy in for this much money. Then you're gonna play roulette at night and buy in for this much money.
Yeah.
And all the dinners and parties. Yeah, she put it all together.
So to me, that's girls' trips. Like that's how girls' trips usually work. Like there's an itinerary usually on designed stationery with a digital copy with active links as well. At least when I do it.
Yep.
But when you didn't have your wife's sort of guiding influence, did you have that much structure to your other guys' trips?
No, on my best friend's bachelor party, I mean, we had dinner reservations because in Vegas at, good restaurants, you have to have one or you're not going to be able to get in. So we at least had those, which there's still people that didn't make those dinners, even though they were on the schedule. But yeah, we had dinners planned, and then we had like our day party tables booked just because those will sell out too. So we had a little bit of structure. But like I said, after like the first day in Vegas, there's people that are, hungover or had enough. So they might not make, everything that's on the schedule. But I'd say it was decently organized, for being a guy's trip at least.
Which again, okay, so the whole idea of just not showing up to something, I feel like, especially with a certain group of girls, that is trouble.
Yeah.
Like you have just you've upset the bride, you've upset the birthday girl, like drama is gonna rain down upon you. And again, I'm not talking about all women, like calm down. If you're like, my friends aren't like that, good for you. You've got great friends. Keep a hold of them. But I feel like that is like more of a thing where it's like in girls' trips, like if there's a plan, like you kind of stick to the plan, and if you don't, like eyes are gonna get raised. But like, what was the vibe like when people didn't make it?
We're pretty understanding. I mean, for like my bachelor party, we went to a day party the first day we got there that was not on the schedule.
What is a day party, by the way?
So in Vegas, there's a bunch of pools. Like almost every hotel has like a big pool. And then there's some of them that'll have like DJs that'll come and do a set, and then they have like sections where you order bottles, and you have your own section that you hang out in and listen to music, dance, drink.
Expensive.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite things about Vegas is the day parties, just because I don't like being out super late, so it's nice to be able to have that experience during the day, and then still have, dinner at night and be able to recover a little bit. But yeah, for mine, we had like a spontaneous day party, so we went pretty hard for that, and I almost didn't make the first night's dinner. My cousin and my brother-in-law, we all stayed together in the same room, and they were like talking to Rachel, my wife, and telling her like, yeah, I don't know if he's going to make dinner. And she told him like, just let me sleep. Like, don't make him go to dinner. It's better if he sleeps. And they didn't listen to her. And they like woke me up, to get ready for dinner. And I was napping. And when I woke up, I got off the bed and like fell over. I'm like, oh my gosh, my ankle hurts so bad. And I had no clue what happened. And my cousin told me that I had like tripped getting dressed for dinner. So I like was trying to like put my jeans on or something and completely tripped and just rolled my ankle. It was like swollen, huge, black and blue. And I'm sorry, when I woke up was actually the next morning. That's when I was like, what happened? So that all happened the night before.
So did
I
you
had,
make
very
it?
little memory of it.
Did you make it to dinner after the ankle injury?
Made it to dinner, and and they actually found me like during dinner. I said I was going to the bathroom, and I guess I went to the casino and never came back to dinner. So everybody was wondering where I was, and they ended up finding me by myself. I think we were in the Bellagio and Bellagio's casino, and they found me, and I was trying to buy into like a craps game with a check, and they're like, you can't do that. And it was
paper check?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we can't do that. And so I made it to dinner, and then they found me in the casino. I left dinner early, and it was a crazy. They should have left you in Vegas. They should have left you in bed. Though, yeah, she always knows best. So. That was the first night there. So that was pretty crazy.
Oh my God. Well, and you mentioned that it was you, your cousin, and a friend all in one room?
Yeah, me, my cousin, and my brother-in-law. Actually.
And your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So I feel like another like stereotype that you hear a lot about guys' trips, or you'll see those like little videos online, is that when guys plan trips, they don't even think about the number of beds. They don't even make sure everywhere has like people have somewhere to sleep. Like people will end up in bathtubs and on the floor with like nothing but the hoodie they like had when they came in here. Is that at all true to your experience?
In a way, I mean, we were all going to stay in one room. That was like an idea. But then we're like, yeah, that might be too crazy. All of us in one room, people getting back at different times. Some people are, stay out later than others, whatever. So in my experience, it didn't. We all had pretty much our own rooms, one or two guys staying together, three in my case. But yeah, no, I've never been on a guy's trip where there was people sleeping in bathtubs or anything like that. I love to have my own bed, and I'm very cranky if I don't get sleep or get to sleep in a bed. I mean, a couch is fine too, but yeah, I definitely would not be sleeping in a bathtub or anything like that.
I think I have a few more years of like I can sleep on a couch in me. I don't know how many after that, but but like I've never not known the situation going in. You know what I mean? Like if I'm couch surfing or if that's what's available, that's always been like very much communicated to me by whoever's planning the trip. So that's why like whenever I see people talking about that, I'm like, is this just like for the joke? Or like is this really what it's like to like show up to a guy party, a guy trip, or like especially the Bachelorette and Bachelor thing? I think that like those differences are always so stark. So I'm glad that that wasn't your experience. No. Everybody knew where they were going to be sleeping at night. Everybody knew their arrangements ahead of time. So it's not so scary. But speaking of the whole like Bachelor, Bachelorette, since we're in it now, a big thing with Bachelorette parties is having pre-coordinated attire,
Yeah.
down to maybe, buying special outfits or, getting the stupid shirts or whatever. Is that a thing that you've done on any of your guy trips?
No, we didn't have any matching anything,
So what do you
but
do for your photo ops?
I don't know. We didn't really have any photo
You don't
ops.
have
Like
your
we had like
scheduled photo
we
hour?
no, we had very few pictures taken, I feel like, to be honest with you. We had like one or two group pictures and then, three or four of us in one picture, the two or three of us in another, but definitely not like bachelorette parties because I know what you're talking about. When my wife was on hers, I think they had one night where she wore white, everybody else wore pink.
That's a
And
very common theme.
yeah,
Mhm.
so I definitely know what you're talking about. But yeah, we didn't have any coordinated shirts or anything like that. So
Well, and
totally different.
it's not only the coordinating of the outfits and the special shirts, but like all of that literally is for like the photo moment. And I won't lie, that is some of like my favorite times because like everybody's pre-gaming at your house, your hotel or whatever, and then it's just photo after photo after photo. So it's like making sure like the bride or the birthday girl or whoever the occasion is sort of for, like they get their singles, they get their groups, they get one with their high school friends, and they get one with their college friends. And
Yeah.
then if there's any family, then they have their own separate photo. And that's just in the pose section. And then you get into the candids. And it's like it is this whole thing, and like it seems so over the top, but like that's one of my favorite parts, honestly, of those sorts of events, because everybody's just like really having fun. And
Yeah.
a lot of the times if you don't know each other, it sort of breaks the ice.
Yeah.
Which, I think that's a big thing with bachelorette parties, or I'll say bachelorette parties, because the girls trips I've been on have been more nuclear, more like our immediate friend groups.
Mhm.
But with bachelorette parties, you always end up with like the cousin nobody knows,
Yeah.
or like the future sister-in-law or whatever. And like it's been a little different each time, on how long it takes people to come together if they ever do. So did you know, like what were your group vibes like at your various guy trips?
Yeah. So for my bachelor party, it was like me, my two cousins, brother-in-law, and then like four of my closest friends. And they're all super close, and even like my brother-in-law and my cousins, they all know each other, so there was not really any like odd man out for that. The other one I went to, almost the same way. I've never really been to one where it was like multiple friend groups. When I was with my buddy in Colorado, that group of friends, they all graduated like 2 years above me, so they are all in the same grade, and then I was like the youngest one there. But that wasn't awkward because like I've hung out with them so many times and we've gotten close like after high school. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we were all super close and nobody was, no cliques or like groups or anything like that. So thankfully it was, pretty easy and nobody felt left out or
Oh,
anything
that's
like
awesome.
that.
I
Yeah.
really feel like I'm curious. So if anybody's listening and they've had similar experiences or, had more of like what I'm talking about, where it's like this mishmash of random people that just know one person
Yeah,
in
which
common.
I've definitely heard that before too. Like
Yeah.
my wife, when she was planning hers, she made like room assignments for everybody. Like that's how much she likes to plan. But like her thinking was like I know if I don't, then it's gonna be like these two girls, these two girls, these two girls, and she kind of wanted everybody to get to know each other that doesn't
Yeah.
like hang out a lot. So I've definitely heard of that before, but with guys, I mean, at least with my friends, it's never really been, like a thing.
I'm
But
not
it's
gonna
more of
lie.
a girl thing.
At first, when you said room assignments, I was like, all right, that's next level crazy. But then as soon as you explained it to just like a little bit of a degree, it actually makes a lot of sense. And I could even see like, I'm pretty fortunate. Like most of my friends are like cool or whatever. Obviously, that's why I hang out with them. But it's like I know what it would sort of feel like to be like the friend where it's like, oh, I'm kind of friends with these girls, but they're more friends with each other.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to know where to room. And
Mhm.
like just having somebody kind of take care of that. I don't know. I see the appeal.
Yeah.
It's sort of like having assigned seating at your wedding when
Right.
you think you end up at a weird table, but then the energy is just right. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I get it. They put all these people together and like, we love it now. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
50-50.
it's definitely next level planning. Like I would never think to do that. But yeah, she likes to plan. But no, I mean, for like my friend's bachelor party in Colorado, we had like an Airbnb where everybody stayed, and it was just kind of you walk in and find what room works.
Yeah.
I think somebody slept on the couch. mostly everybody had a bed, but it was almost like Jersey Shore when they all walk in and just pick their rooms. That's kind of how it was when we walked in there. So
I was literally just gonna ask. So, like, you're a group of guys. You walk into the Airbnb. All rooms are up for grabs. Is it literally like first come first served, or is there any sort of like political, like, well, I paid this much, or it's his thing, so he should get first pick,
I
or
think
like,
we let the Bachelor have first pick.
and that's it.
Of,
Everything else after that is
yeah,
just fair game.
yep, yeah. He got to pick his bed, and then everybody else just first come first serve basically.
I'm trying to, I won't lie. Usually I'm such like to an annoying degree a people pleaser where it's like, oh, I don't care. Like I actually like hold stuff up, refusing to state an opinion about anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on it. But it's like, like I feel like that energy can happen a lot with girls. So then everybody ends up somewhere like they don't want to be and like nobody said anything. And now there's like 4 people in the twins and there's a queen bed open because nobody wanted to take it. Yeah. So like, I don't know. That's just like fascinating to me. Like,
Yeah.
It just seems that it all worked really smoothly. Have you ever had any drama or fights or anything?
Not really drama or fights. I'd just say more so like in Vegas, people, being too hungover to where they don't make a dinner or something like that, or miss, just float off on their own for a little bit. But there was zero drama and zero fights, I think, on all 4 of the parties that or trips that I've been on. So yeah, I don't like drama or fighting, so I'm glad for that.
Well, nobody likes it ever, but on vacation, on somewhere you took time to be here, you took money to be here. Like, I don't want to get into some petty squabbles over nothing.
Yeah, thankfully everybody got along great and it was good.
I have another question about the Airbnb with just men. Like, this is so fascinating to me. I feel like I'm getting like a peek behind the curtain. But cleaning and like cleanliness and like cleaning up after yourself, what was that like?
It's kind of hard to remember, but I think it was definitely a little dirty by the time we left. Definitely wasn't like people were cleaning up every night and making it like look like new the next morning. I think it was just kind of I'm pretty clean, so I obviously cleaned up like my clothes and kept my room decently nice, but I think there was only like 2 bathrooms and probably 10 guys, so the bathrooms could get a little gross, I guess you could say. And by the time we left, you obviously have to do a little bit of a cleanup for Airbnb before you leave. So yeah, I'd say it got a little dirty by the end of the 3 nights with 10 guys and 2 bathrooms.
But everybody was just comfortable with it. It was just party vibes. Nobody's like looking at all the empty cans and like mad about it. Everybody was just like, we're living like this.
Yeah, pretty much. we'd take the garbage out or whatnot at night, but yeah, everybody was pretty low key and chill.
That's the one
rolled with it.
Like the one consistent thing that I've had across like most bachelorette party experiences is finding out that these people don't clean up after themselves at all. And like, I don't like it. So I am the one going around at the end of the night with a trash bag, just throwing everything away. And like the half drunk White Claws after White Claws and like, the little sticky things of vodka shots, like sticking to the counters, you go to rip them off. Like, I just, and then you lay out the new decor for the next morning. So it's like you had your pink day. Now we have a white day and everything matches. And you stay up till 4 a.m. and then you wake up first to cook breakfast for everybody. And did you guys cook any meals when you were at the Airbnb specifically? Probably not in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely not Vegas. I think at the Airbnb we cooked one night. We did like burgers, hot dogs, because there was a grill there.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna be like, did you grill?
Yeah. Yep. So I think we did burgers, hot dogs, and we might have even had like a couple like frozen pizzas we threw in the oven. So yeah, we did. I think we were there 3 nights and we did that one night and then went to dinner the other 2.
Did you have like one of those nice outdoor kitchens or just a regular grill?
Just a regular grill. Yeah. It was a nice backyard, but not like super nice or anything. So yeah, just a normal grill, and I forget who did that, but one of our buddies grilled everything and then we got to eat. So
I stayed at this crazy cool Airbnb in Texas for a bachelorette party, and the outdoor kitchen there. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I could live in that backyard. I don't
Where
even
was
need to
that?
go
In
inside.
Texas, you said?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Austin, Texas. I heard that was a really cool and fun location.
We weren't in the Austin area, but I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
We were more by Dallas.
Okay.
But like I couldn't wait to use the kitchen, and like I was so excited to grill because usually that is like what my boyfriend does. He does the grilling and whatever, not to be like that about it, but like it was really fun to use the outdoor kitchen. So like in moments like that, I absolutely did not mind like cooking and cleaning and taking
it's nice when you have an area like that.
Yeah.
Definitely
Oh
nice
yeah.
to take advantage of it for sure.
That's when I was fully finishing my White Claws.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, that's like my wife at home. Like she used to work at a restaurant and like bartend, so she'll call it like closing the house down, and she'll make sure every night everything's put away, dishes are done, you know, like
I feel like I could like
we
live
can't
with
live
your
anything
wife.
out. Yeah, she's very clean and organized.
Yeah, I feel like she'd plan me the best birthday.
Yeah,
and just
she
like...
would. She definitely loves to do that stuff.
So you've had bachelor parties and you've done birthday parties. Would you ever do a guy's trip, like, you know, just to hang out?
Yeah, I think that would be fun for sure. I'd definitely be open to that. I think that's something that we should do more of, because I feel like most of the time it's usually just for a bachelor party. I've only done my birthday when we were in Colorado. So yeah, even like a birthday guy's trip, or, you know, just one guy's trip a year, I think would be awesome.
Yeah.
Whether it's, you know, Vegas or, you know, somewhere new that you've never been, but
that's
I
funny.
think that would be a good time.
I was going to bring up next, where would you go? Would it just go back to Vegas, or are there other destinations you want to see?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't go wrong with Vegas, but yeah, no, I still, like I said, Austin, Texas is on my list of somewhere I want to go. I like Turks and Caicos. I've been there once.
Yeah.
That's somewhere I want to go back. Just beautiful beach, laid back.
With the bros.
Yeah, that would be fun, you know? But yeah, I think Austin, Texas, Vegas, Colorado was fun when we did that. Maybe California, like San Diego, or somewhere out west. I've heard Utah is awesome sightseeing.
I've heard that about Utah too.
Park
just like
City.
Stupid pretty, just like stunning across the whole state.
Same with Oregon. I've heard that's beautiful, you know, good hiking, you know, so I like hiking and outdoor stuff too. So
you're an Oregon person?
I've never been, but
no,
I'd
mean
like
you
to go.
say it Oregon?
Yeah, Oregon.
I think I say it Oregon.
Yeah.
What's the trail? Oregon Trail?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oregon Trail?
Oregon, yeah.
No, I definitely don't say Oregon. I definitely don't say Oregon. If you're from there, how do you want us to say it?
Probably your way.
I'm usually not right about these things. I was right about New Orleans, but now that she told me I was right about it, I'll never be able to say it again, because now I'm like, how did I say it? Because like I didn't think about it the first time. Yep. But yeah, so let us know if you go on a, you know, stay in touch with us, and let us know if you plan another guys trip, because I just find it fascinating. And honestly, I had a certain impression of guys trips when I sat down, and you elevated it. You like, I feel like they are less just chaos than the world maybe paints them to be.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I've been on definitely, you know, weren't too crazy. And, you know, like I said, we had a little bit of an itinerary, dinners scheduled, and, you know, I think I made every dinner on every trip, never missed one. So
you're like, my record
I love
is
eating
spotless.
and going out to eat. So, yeah, but no, definitely, you know, they get a little crazy in Vegas, like any Vegas trip, but yeah, for the most part, they've been good, and everybody's had fun, no drama.
I will say, I think you kind of lucked out, because like you like have this great group of people, and all your personalities are so similar. But if you're listening to this and you find it a little bit more stressful to think about planning a guy's trip, and, you know, how do we pick a destination we all like? How do we know we're all on the same page? How do I bring up budget with people that I don't normally talk about that sort of stuff with? This is where I'm going to recommend that you find a trusted travel agent, and they will help you through that process and hopefully give you a drama-free, super fun experience.
For sure. That would definitely be helpful. I might have to use you in the future for that.
Well, I mean, I don't think your wife would like that. She's she's a planner extraordinaire. True. If you got it, use it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, she came on the show, so
Yes.
I like her just for that.
Yes.
Well, Austin, thank you so much for joining me
Yeah.
and telling your, guys trip stories and, like I said, changing my mind a little bit
Yeah.
about my preconceived notions about
Yeah,
what
it was
happens when guys are left to their own devices.
Yeah, and that was yeah, I can't tell everything that happens on guys trips, but
Hey, what happens in Vegas,
you're
right? All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening. And of course, we want to know your guys' trip stories and your opinions. So please share them with us in the comments. Or if you're listening to this podcast or your favorite podcast platforms, you can send us a text right through the description. And we would love to talk with you and maybe even share some of your comments on our next podcast. So we'd love to hear from you. And you can email us at travelstoriesunpacked@gmail.com if you got a lot to say. And don't forget, this podcast is brought to you by KHM Travel Group, a leading host agency for independent travel agents. Go to khmtravel.com to learn more.